Good morning, ma. Venkateshwarlu, can you keep a message in your group that class has been started? Raghavendra, please unmute yourself, ma. Raghavendra, can you please make a message in your group, ma? Already I have intimated, but no one has joined till now. Raghavendra, are you there?
Okay, sir.
Oh, okay. Thank you, ma.
Okay, sir.
Okay, ma.
Okay, sir.
Only 5 participants, ma, till now. Okay, until your friends are supposed to join, please watch this video.
A universal bank participates in many kinds of banking activities and is both a commercial bank and an investment bank, as well as providing other financial services such as insurance. These are also called full-service financial firms, although there can also be full-service investment banks which provide wealth and asset management, trading, underwriting, researching, as well as financial advisory. The concept is most relevant in the United Kingdom and the United States, where historically there was a distinction drawn between pure investment banks and commercial banks. In the U.S., this was a result of the Glass-Steagall Act of 1933. In both countries, however, the regulatory barrier to the combination of investment banks and commercial banks has largely been removed, and a number of universal banks have emerged in both jurisdictions. However, at least until the global financial crisis of 2008, there remained a number of large, pure investment banks. In other countries, the concept is less relevant as there is no regulatory distinction between investment banks and commercial banks. Thus, banks of a very large size tend to operate as universal banks, while smaller firms specialized as commercial banks or as investment banks. This is especially true of countries with a European continental banking tradition. Notable examples of such universal banks include BNP Paribas, Crédit Agricole and Société Générale of France, HSBC, Standard Chartered, RBS and Barclays of the United Kingdom, Deutsche Bank of Germany, ING Bank of the Netherlands, Bank of America, Citigroup, JP Morgan Chase and Wells Fargo of the United States, RBC of Canada, and UBS and Credit Suisse of Switzerland. Examples of pure investment banks generally do not exist except in America, and include Goldman Sachs, Morgan Stanley, and BNY Mellon. Universal banking and private banking often coexist, but can exist independently. The provision of many services by universal banks can lead to long-term relationships between universal banks and firms.
Okay, ma. I think you have got literal knowledge regarding to that particular video. If yes, please give thumbs up. Yes, thank you. Thank you, ma. Now let us see what is universal bank. Right. So here we are having a very big definition. In universal banking, large banks operate extensive network of branches, provide many different services, hold several claims on firms, and participate directly in the corporate governance of firms that rely on the banks for funding or as insurance underwriters. Of course, really this is very big definition part that has been given by World Bank, but you are not supposed to worry regarding to that kind of definition. First of all, let us try to understand what is universal banking, then the definition part will be very easy to understand. Okay, till now we have discussed regarding to the commercial banks, investment banks, correspondent banks. So what is supposed to called as universal bank? So before going into a deep explanation of this universal bank, let me give one example, then it is very easy to you to understand this one. See, whenever any function is supposed to say as globally accepted or universally accepted, it has to show the consistent standards in all parts of those regions. Good example, let me take a plus b whole square. Of course, all of you are supposed to sing now. I am not supposed to ask that song. So a square plus b square plus 2ab, that is the formula for that a plus b whole square. Okay, ma. See, this is a standard formula that will be used when in any part of region that you are supposed to ask over. It might be same in India, China, Japan, US, UK, and whatever the country that you are. Even if you are supposed to go for universe, that means if you have started living on moon, and any person has asked a plus b whole square means, as now I am staying on moon, a plus b whole square is a square minus b square minus 2ab. It is completely wrong. It is completely wrong. So definitely in whichever part that you are supposed to stay over, when the standard form of definition or standard form of formula has been developed over, then that is supposed to called as universal. In the same sense, here also universal banking. That means in universal banking, it is also a kind of branch banking system. It is also a kind of investment banking system. It is also a kind of commercial bank, and it is also a kind of retail banking. That means all kinds of banking services will be available in universal banking. For that reason, here we have given the term as universal banking. So let us see. Universal banking refers to those banks that provide a wide range of financial services like mutual funds, merchant banking, factoring, credit cards, retail loans, housing finance, auto loans, investment banking, insurance, along with commercial bank functions. So, what does this means? So, here mutual funds, if you are supposed to take over, I think each and everyone you are having at least a literal knowledge regarding to this one, because nowadays in TVs they are supposed to show some ads regarding to mutual funds. Mutual funds, sahi hai. It will be happen regarding to the market risk. That what they are supposed to show over. Even Sachin, he is also supposed to promote that mutual funds. So in your upcoming classes, lecturers will be supposed to say what is literal meaning regarding to mutual funds. So it is also a way of investing your amount in equity market. So completely equity is unrelated to banking. So banking, whenever you are supposed to save money, it is related only to banking, but not regarding to SEBI, Security Exchange Board of India. It is the apex for equity market, and RBI, Reserve Bank of India, it is apex for banking system. So there is no interrelation with bank as well as equity market. So these banks, they are also supposed to provide services like mutual funds. That means you can understand. So unrelated services are also provided in bank. And merchant banking, factoring, these are somewhat larger in order to understand for you. I don't want to waste. So credit cards, you know that credit facilities, not only debit cards but also credit cards, retail loans. So retail loans is nothing but for the purpose of businesses. Housing finance, so finance for housing. Auto loans, it is nothing for automobile industry. And investment banking, yesterday class we have discussed regarding to investment banking, as well as insurance. See, here all these terms that I have given, for each and every term, there are another things. For housing, there is like HDFC. That means Housing Development Finance Corporation. There is another corporation only for the sake of development of house. And automobile industry, that means ICICI Bank. Industrial Credit Industrial Corporation of India, Industrial Credit Investment Corporation of India, IDBI. Industrial Development Bank of India. That means for the sake of development of industries, once again there are some other banks. So in this manner, for each and every in insurance, you know, general insurance is there. At the same time, health insurance is there. For general insurance, that you are supposed to opt for LIC, Life Insurance Corporation. For general insurance, there are some other insurance services uh, like New India Assurance Company, like uh, at the center there are private insurances also. But when all these services are supposed to be available under one umbrella, then it is supposed to called as universal banking. Let me see how many of you understood this one. Please give thumbs up, ma. Thank you, Shravan. What about Samuel? What about Viresh Babu, Mohan Babu, Ramna Reddy, Sai Dinesh? Okay, thank you, Samuel. Okay, okay. Let me give another example in order to understand this universal banking in very easy manner. Okay, nowadays in Karnool, we are also supposed to be experience mall system. That means hyper malls. Once again, Spencer's is there. Okay, if you are supposed to go for big bazaar, I think at least once you have visited that big bazaar. Is that true, ma? If yes, please give thumbs up. Have you ever visited Big Bazaar? Yes, yes, thank you. Okay, if you have seen Big Bazaar, it is a three-story building. That means there are three floors. Does entire Big Bazaar is having only groceries? No. In the ground floor, you can see, in ground floor, we are having cloths. In second floor, groceries. In third floor, cutlery, right? That means in one particular area, you are supposed to see all different kinds of items. Even now, if you are supposed to go for Chandana Brothers means particularly every people they will be think only regarding to shirts. That means cloths. But now we are supposed to experience there footwear, watches are available, gold, silver ornaments are available, like that. So many kinds of businesses are also supposed to come under one umbrella. So when this many number of n number of businesses are supposed to work under one particular system, here we are calling it as universal banking. Okay, now let us see the advantages. Economies of scale. Really, it is really economy of scale. Why? Because under one particular system, we are supposed to sell so many goods. Only on the brand name of Big Bazaar, so many companies that they are selling. See, Big Bazaar itself, it is not producing all vegetables or cutlery or kitchen items or groceries or shirts or cloths. So it is also procuring from various companies under its brand, under its prices, it is supposed to sell over. So here what will be happen when more number of products have been brought over? So some products will be easily movable. At the same time, the occupancy will be happen in that particular place itself. If you are supposed to see Reliance what it is supposed to do? For Reliance vegetables, it is giving Reliance fresh. For footwear, Reliance footwear is there. For clothes, once again separate is there. For electronics, Reliance Electronics. That means for each and everything, different platforms are there. So that what will be happen? They have to invest more amount. They have to employ more number of people. So money will be related for more. But for Big Bazaar, each and everything they will be coming for one umbrella itself. In one building, you are supposed to sell more number of products. So with low occupancy, with low investments, we are supposed to sell more number of products. For that reason, now SBI or Andhra Bank or any other bank, they are selling insurance. It might be home insurance, it might be health insurance, whatever it may be. Because the people now they are supposed to approach for home loans. When not they are going for home loans, these banks itself, they are offering some insurances for the home loans. So once again, you are not supposed to go for another loan agency. So under one umbrella, you are supposed to get two things. In that manner, more number of products will be selling over, then the returns will be more. Simple example, another simple example, if you want to go for purchase of wheat in Jyoti departmental store, there itself, if your mother has said that you are supposed to bring vegetables also. And once again, you are not supposed to go for vegetable market. In Jyoti, we are also having another section for vegetables. There itself, you are supposed to procure those vegetables. So that what will be happen? The time consumption will be very easy for the customers. At the same time, the Jyoti, it is gaining two way. In that manner, economies of scale will be possible in universal banking. Next, profitable diversions. So, if you are producing n number of services, all those services will be not generating income. Only few number of services will be generating income, that too huge profits. Those profits will be diversified to another products. That means if Jyoti it is supposed to earn huge profits from groceries, from those groceries, it will be diverting towards cutlery or vegetables or clothes. In that manner, it will be diversifying. So, definitely, when you are supposed to trade the goods under one umbrella, definitely the profits can be diversified from one system to another system, and it is easy to maintain such kind thing. Next one, resource utilization. Let me take another example. I think you have been bored with that particular. Our college, if we are supposed to take example, there are huge number of staff. Of course, 150 staff, they are supposed to serve for this degree. And you know that there is commerce management. At the same time, post graduation, we are having commerce. That is MCOM, Masters in Commerce. And we don't have MBA. If our college, they are supposed to have MBA from next academic year. You know, our college, it is having huge number of buildings. 3 buildings are there. More number of floors are there. Classes are there. If they want to establish one MBA class, then once again they are not supposed to build for that MBA. In one of the building, one of the floor, they can arrange these MBA classes. And once again, they are not supposed to recruit the employees for this MBA. You know that MCOM classes will be commencing in afternoon, and no new lecturer will be coming over. Either myself or another lecturer, they are supposed to go for MCOM, and we are giving our services. That means we have recruited here for the sake of teaching. It might be for degree or post graduation. It is not our business. So whatever the classes that they're supposed to allot, we are supposed to serve. So by recruiting one employee, they are utilizing for dual purpose. In that manner, utmost utilization of resource will be possible. That means when the employees have been recruited for one purpose, that employees can be utilized for another purpose. If buildings have been taken for one purpose, the same kind of building can be partitioned and can be utilized for number of purposes. So we can see that partitions in the buildings or chambers can be developed over and utilized for various number of things. In such manner, here resource utilization can be used. Okay, let me take a short break here. How many of you understood this particular 3 advantages now? Thank you, Shravan. Thank you, Prasanna. Okay, Chaitu. I'm supposed to see the new name. Okay, he has raised both the things. Chaitu, are you having any doubts? If yes, please unmute yourself and you can ask ma. I have given permission to you. You can unmute yourself.
No, sir.
Okay, thank you, ma. Okay, let me continue. Next, easy marketing of services. Yes, it is really easy. So, marketing of services, that means you yourself, you are projecting your services in easy manner. So already I have said that if any customer that he is supposed to go for bank for home loan, then immediately the insurance department, they will be also approaching and they will be saying, sir, you are supposed to take home loan of 10 lakh rupees. So insure your home with 10,000 rupees so that an assurance will be happen for you, for your house. If any distraction has been happened, I think you can remember a very good example from Gopala Gopala, I think so. I am not good at movies. That Venkatesh movie and Pawan Kalyan movie, Gopala Gopala, I think so. So the destruction of that particular building will be happen, and Venkatesh, he is supposed to approach for insurance company, and insurance company will be saying as act of God, and the movie will be going in cinematic way. That means when you are supposed to approach for home loans, this insurance agency will be coming. That insurance agency will be also of that particular company itself. Just now I said SBI insurance, SBI home loan. If you are approaching for home loan, SBI home loan, SBI insurance will be coming over to you. So immediately marketing can be happen. That means for one customer we are selling two things. And if you are supposed to go for automobile loan, that means car loan, immediately once again this insurance will be coming to you. Sir, you are buying automobile, have insurance for that. I think each of you are also having two-wheeler or four-wheeler. If you are supposed to move out of the company, definitely you have to get insured. So in this manner, these companies, these banking industries, they are offering multi products for one customer. SEMA, finding out of customer is really very problematic, and selling different services to different customers is also very problematic. If you are supposed to offer different services to one customer, it is very easy. So in this manner, more number of services can be offered to one customer itself. In that way, it is really very easy of marketing of services. And finally, one-stop shopping. Just now we have given very best example. Once if you are supposed to enter to Big Bazaar, so you can have the your dressing, your vegetables, cutlery, kitchenware, at the same time, whatever the household things that you are supposed to require to purchase, all will be available in that particular Big Bazaar itself. Same here also. One-stop shopping means if you have entered this universal banking, if you want to invest your money, happily you can invest. If you want to trade your money, once again you can trade over. If you want to safeguard your money, you can safeguard in the form of deposits. Or you want to take loans, you can happily have. So from one bank, you can gain all kind of services. For that reason, here we are calling as one-stop shopping. These are the advantages of universal banking. Now let me see how many of you understood these advantages. Thank you, Shravan. Thank you, Prashant. Thank you, Swaroop. Okay. Thank you, Nikhil. Nikhil, is that you, ma? Or any other person is sitting? Okay. Now let us see the disadvantages. There are only two disadvantages. Okay. When there are more number of loans, at the same time, when the gestation period, that means the duration of that loans is very more. That means in the previous classes I have said that the banks will be giving loans in many forms. In what forms? Short loans, medium loans, long-term loans. Here long-term loans means the duration will be 10 to 15 years. So there are different types of long-term loans like project finance and infrastructure finance. Just now we have said that if you want to purchase house, then you are approaching for home loan. So home loan is not a minimum thing and you are supposed to repay back in 1 year or 6 months. Definitely you are supposed to go for long period. That means 10 years, 12 years, 25 years. It depends regarding to your financial position. So if you are an employee, definitely in order to show the tax rebates, definitely you will be going for long period. At the same time, if you want to construct any project, or if you want to have any other things, then definitely the gestation of these things will be going in long manner. When you have given all the money, or you have given the money in form of loans for long periods, then what about the returns? That is the question here. For that reason here, what we are saying, in universal banking, as the gestation period is very long, they can't be properly handled over by one bank. Why? Because the board of directors will be changing over, the policies will be changing over, and very good example, take the present situation, Corona. No one has expected this kind of disease, this kind of virus, this kind of pandemic. so that the complete scenario, the financial positions of all and every country has been changed over. So right now, the people are unable to repay back their loans. So we don't know how many days, how many weeks, how many years the situation will be continued over. If all number of people that they are not supposed to pay back their loans, according to banking terminology, we are supposed to call it as moratorium. Already we have seen that government has given 6 months of moratorium, but people still that they are unable to repay back the money. Then how the banks are supposed to survive over? For this reason, when you are supposed to give long-term loans, a single bank cannot be handle such kind of long-term loans for more years. And final point, a problem of non-performing assets. First of all, let me say what is the non-performing asset. Performing asset is nothing but whenever the person who has taken the loans and he is repaying back uh, his EMI equated monthly installment or generating any income from that particular person, it is called as performing asset. And non-performing asset is nothing but whenever no income has been generated from such kind of asset, then it is supposed to called as non-performing asset. So this is the most serious problem faced by Universal Bank. Very good example we can take. It might be regarding to Vijay Mallya, or you can take, please ma. రే ఇక్కడ discussion చెయ్యకండి. So it might be regarding to Vijay Mallya, or it might be regarding to Nirav Modi. So whatever the things it might be, please wait ma. So whatever the things it might be, these two persons, it is much enough for us to take very good example. If these two people have taken loans from XYZ Universal Bank, then what is the position? This Nirav Modi, he has taken almost 2,500 crores, and this Vijay Mallya, he has also taken more than 5,000 crores. So only from these big two shots, the complete scenario of that particular universal bank will be going in bankrupt. For that reason, when more number of non-performing assets has been happened because of this long gestation period, then once again, this will be having a tremendous problem for that universal banking. So these are the advantages and disadvantages part of universal banking. And let me see how many of you have understood this particular topic, ma? Advantages and disadvantages. Okay, thank you, Prasanna. Okay, now I'm giving permission to you, ma. You can unmute yourself and you can raise your voice if you are having any doubt. Even though if you are not unable to understand or you are not able to raise your voice here, you can go to the Google Classroom and you can raise your voice there, ma. And second thing, yesterday I have given so many topics material, ma. I have given in the Word. You can take a Xerox or photostat and whatever that you want. If not, you can purchase textbook also, ma. Banking, Banking Theory and Practice, Kalyani Publishers. So I'm not supposed to say to you that you have to purchase. If you are having very good relations with your seniors, grab a textbook from your seniors. It will be serve you a lot for you. And once again, I'm saying in next month, we are planning to keep an internal exam to you. So be ready. Definitely these marks will be helpful for assessment of your upcoming classes. Thank you, ma. If you are not having any doubts, I am supposed to end the session. Shall I end the session? Please give me thumbs up. No response? Okay. Okay, ma. Thank you, ma.